Happy Monday. It's been a while since we have been doing these devotions. Most recently it's been prayer, 21 days of prayer, lots of different people sharing. That was fun. Before that we were in the book of Colossians and sort of, not completely, but basically wound that up. I decided instead of doing cleanup, let's start new and we'll go to the book of James, which is a gritty book. It's hard. It's not well liked. Early in my tenure as pastor at Christ Church, there was a Trinity professor who came up to me and said, so you're preaching on the book of James. Wow, I can't figure out if you're courageous or foolish. He says most people, when they're at a church, don't preach on the book of James until they've been at that church for 8, 10, 15 years, so that the people, they've sort of, outlasted their critics and the people are on their side and they know that they're loved. He goes, here you're jumping right into it. He goes, but maybe you know what you're doing. Maybe you're going there first because you want to be able to say hard things without us saying, he knows that that's true about me. So he left and I thought, okay, well, if the options are courage and fool, I'm clearly a fool because I did not think this through at anywhere near that level. The book of James is written for difficult times, perhaps even confusingly difficult, discouraging, and exhausting days. I'm not thinking about, bad hair days or I spilled on my shirt or my iPhone batteries, out of juice or whatever. I got a flat tire. I can't remember my locker comm, whatever that is. I'm not thinking about those. I'm thinking about suffering in ways that cause sort of the existential cries of despair, and you're wondering, why is life so hard? I'm sorry if your life is hard. It is a very legitimate question, and we're going to be wrestling with that question as we move through this book, and it's directed at people who are hurting and who are living during a dark moment. Now, people have always been living during dark moments, and the people of God have been frequently surprised at how hard life turns out to be. If you read the Bible, things get difficult on like page 4. At Genesis 3, things are difficult, and they're difficult from that time going forward. There are times when they're uniquely difficult. And this is the time. So Herod, the time that James is writing, Herod is the quote-unquote king of the Jews. And he's a troubled guy. So he will have just about everyone around him put to death, including his wife and his kids, because he thinks that they're after his power. So for hundreds of years, the Jews have been waiting for a Messiah. Now the Messiah has come, and he has died. And he didn't do the kinds of things that most of the Jews thought that he was going to do. And the Christians who've outlasted now Herod, and they're now dealing with his sons and daughters, all of whom were called Herod, by the way. George Foreman kind of thing there. Everybody's named George Foreman. But the Christians are particularly troubled by the fact that the persecution is on the rise. The disciples are being martyred, Christians are being ostracized socially, and families are being torn apart. It's against this backdrop that James, so this is the half-brother of Jesus, is going to pick up an inkwell and he's going to write a letter to these struggling people. He doesn't even tell us where they're living. There's a sense in which it's perhaps too dangerous to call them out. But he wants to tell them how to survive in a world of pain and confusion. So, stay tuned. We start tomorrow.